had on defense with his team all season long. How did you feel like tonight was an example of that? And do you feel like that's the main thing that got you to where you want to go getting out of the series?
Totally. A great defense is the best offense. I just think our guys' is focus and film study, the communication, going through our walkthroughs, talking through scenarios, switching up different matchups, switching up different lineups in our walkthroughs. I think it all helps. I think everybody, working really hard to be on the same page, make sure we're on the same page. Each and every individual, each and every coach. It's just a hell of a job by everybody. And kudos to Golden State, man. It was a hell of a series. They're defending champs multiple times over for a reason. It's a tough team that makes you work, not just during the game, but even off hours, like in between game day. You're trying to just dig through the film and just seeing what different nuances they're throwing at you. How can you defend them? How can you score? They really put a lot of pressure on you to be on your P's and Q's. So salute to those guys. But I'm super duper proud of our guys. The players, the coaches, Rob, Jeannie. I'm so happy for the entire organization to be able to sit here and be in this position. Have, a challenging year to say the least, but at the end of the day, we kept powering through. Our vibes stayed positive. Once we righted the ship and switched out some pieces, it came together. And I'm just happy and thankful that I get to sit in this seat and enjoy the ride.
We talked about LeBron before the game. You said you're going to need something from everybody.
Yes.
But just now, that performance tonight in this stage of his career, how would you summarize it?
Man, just our leader. He and Abe both has been our leader, not just by chatter, by example. Stepping up, playing big in the biggest of moments. Those guys really helping the young guys, really communicating with the coaching staff. And again, it's things that we all see out there, and everybody communicating with one another, sharing dialogue, having dialogue, to find the best way, not your way, my way, his way, their way, but the best way to go about our business. And so it was on display tonight. Did a great job playing downhill with 1 assist, 1 rebound, short of a triple-double. Fingerprints all over the game, steals, block shot, and then just controlling the glass. Dennis setting the tone on Steph early defensively. D'Angelo playing solid, just doing a little bit of everything. Austin, Lonnie, Rui, Vando, all of those guys, man, just pitching in and really making plays all over the place, on and off the ball. Some stuff that shows up in the stat sheet, some won't. But at the end of the day, it was a good, solid, really huge team win.
Darvin, congrats on closing out tonight.
Thank you.
LeBron, the offense running through him early on really felt like it set the tone. How much of that was by design?
A lot. We want to put pressure on Steph and Clay and Jordan to have to guard, defend, multiple actions, to sort of try to take some energy out of their legs, forcing them to defend multiple plays, multiple actions, initiating versus them, seeing them on the second side, going to another second side action, even a third side action, or just isolating them in a situation where they had to guard on the ball or guard screeners or get hit, by us screening them. So I thought it worked out well. It was a lot of dialogue, again, between the coaches, players, Bron, us throwing stuff at them responding with different things. By the time I get to the huddle, they already have a good clear idea how they want to attack, and that is great. Just to have a team with an IQ like that's not just waiting to be told something, and that's okay too. But when you're coaching and everybody's just an interactive situation, the care factor. It takes the care factor to a whole entirely different level, a positive one at that. And so our offensive attack, we just want to, again, not settle, not play soft, not play slow. We want to really just go downhill, live in the paint, and I think you saw that from the amount of free throws we took. We just stayed aggressive.
You too.
Darvin, over here. I hate to spin your head, but I will. What's it like, the game plan for Jokic, and what have you thought about the way he's played in the playoffs so far?
BT, if you're around on Sunday, I will let you know. You're not going to push the fast forward button on me that fast. We already know that monster in the Rocky Mountains that's waiting on us. But we're going to take it. Is it okay if we enjoy this one tonight? Do you
Yes,
mind?
you can. Yes, you can, Darvin.
I appreciate you. Nice suit, by the way. No more Denver questions, please. I'm just joking.
Darvin, two for you. Austin shot at the end of the first half. As they've shown the ability to close in flashes. How important was that shot, do you think, for this team? And then, secondly, after you guys beat Memphis, LeBron sat in that locker room and talked about the levels and how each level was going to get harder. Did you see your team soak that message in tonight, especially in the way that they never really let Golden State come all the way back or really make it close?
Absolutely. Austin's shot was a huge shot in the arm for us to take the lead back to double digits. And I was already pissed at him because I felt like he turned down some good looks, on catch. They close out with him a lot, close out to him a lot with their hands down to the defense. And I feel like, he's one of those guys I just want him shooting it every time he touches the ball when he's open. So he had turned down a couple. I think one of them ended up in a turnover. And then, for him to knock that down, again, take the lead back to 10 points. I think it was a 10-point lead at halftime. It was great. And then, you just saw the focus. When we went through some clips at halftime, looking at, trying to get better on the defensive glass was one of the main priorities. And also continuing to play downhill, not to settle, not to let the first 24 minutes go to waste. And so the guys came out with a focus, and then, it was great. What was the second part of the question, Dan? I'm sorry.
What LeBron said after the...
Oh, yeah.
And was the message similar again today?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right on point. We surpassed level 1 against Memphis. Now we surpassed level 2 against Golden State. And now level 3 is, it's going to be a hell of a challenge. We're going to enjoy this one tonight. Take some time, get our thoughts together, recharge the battery tomorrow, and then really come ready to work on Sunday and putting together a game plan, which we've already started the process on. I just think, and this is what the league is about. The fewer teams, the tougher the matchups, the more skilled the players. Talking about two-time MVP with a well-balanced squad, hungry, great synergy, great chemistry, great ability, athleticism, shooting, all of the above. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but, they got to guard us too. And so we're going to do our due diligence, as we always do, and just be prepared for game 1. But right now we're going to soak all of this in and try to enjoy this tonight, fill our cups back up tomorrow, and be ready to go back to work on Sunday.
Darvin, one of LeBron's favorite phrases is saying he likes being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And now that you've been through the first year on the inside and seeing that sometimes the teams he plays for attract all sorts of attention that can lead to uncomfortable situations when he's not even calling for it sometimes. Do you feel like that journey can steel a group, can build a group to be ready for the intensity of the playoffs? Because the regular season can maybe involve more scrutiny than it would for a team that LeBron doesn't play for?
Absolutely. They expect nothing but greatness from him, and not off of what he always says or how articulate he can, relay something in an interview or pre or post game interview. Like, it's about the work he's put in and where he's placed himself, not just in this league today, but amongst the greats. And so that's always going to be the case. The biggest thing is, can you stay solid? Can you stay consistent? That's the one thing he respects. My short time being his head coach, known him for years, but now being able to see it up close, the consistency, the level-headedness, coming to work with a plan, Things don't go your way, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, you try to see the silver lining and the glass half full in all situations. And the year we've been through, the way we started to get to this point now, and then the changes that were made to our roster, basically flipping our roster, and the way those guys came in with a hunger and, you know, just vibrant energy, because a lot of those guys in his locker room have never been this far in their individual careers. So it forces Bron to be more vocal. It forces AD to be more vocal. We pick up Tristan Thompson, a great addition from a mental, spiritual standpoint, someone who can also still play. And so you bring all of that positive energy, productive energy, everyone pulling in the same direction. It's cool. And we just got to, again, stay humble with our success, and just take wisdom and lessons away from each and every situation. Whether we come out on top or come out, you know, not so on top, we lose. But they're all wisdom and lessons, and we just got to keep learning from that stuff and moving forward in the right direction.
Darvin, yesterday you hinted at a potential lineup change, but so it was something you were considering with your coaching staff. When did you guys officially decide to move Dennis into the starting lineup, and how did that dialogue go between Dennis and Jared, and just kind of him accepting?
Well, that was decided this morning. We had started kicking around the idea yesterday, but the final decision was made this morning by myself and the rest of the staff, and talked to Vando. He understood. He was a trooper about it, and again, it's not about his way, my way, their way, the best way. And we felt like the best way for us to put ourselves in a position to be successful today was to put Dennis, have him start and set the tone on Steph. Vando's done an amazing job. We don't win game one without Vando. We're not in this series without Vando. But it's about the team, what's best for the team. And Vando understood that. Dennis came in and set an unbelievable tone defensively. His relentlessness, he's the best guy to defend him on the team, and not just on the team, but probably one of the best in the league to defend Steph. So we wanted to set that tone early, that defensive mindset, him being aggressive and feisty and that no-quit mentality, and he got us off to a great start.
Darvin, over here. When did you know for sure that Anthony Davis would be able to play, or was there ever any doubt? And also, for a guy who was carried off in a wheelchair the other night to come back in 20-rebound performance tonight, that's pretty remarkable, isn't it?
It's unbelievable, but that's just who he is. You can't get caught up in the chatter and all the nonsense that goes on outside of our building in regards to AD. I mean, you just have to come in and just understand that there's a plan in place, and our medical staff assured us that he would be okay. It was an unfortunate hit that he took, but he was, by the time we were getting ready to leave the arena in San Francisco, he was already on pace to, start getting himself back together, feeling great. And woke up this morning to a text from him and saying how great he felt and so much better, and he couldn't wait to get to the game. And so it's great. We would never play possum or put our players out there without our medical staff really green lighting it. Like we don't do that. And so his ability to come out and his impact was huge on both sides of the ball. He was huge, specifically cleaning up the glass, because again, this team will kill you with their second chance and third chance opportunity. So his defensive rebounding, 17 defensive rebounds, unreal. And so I hope whatever was said, whatever has been said, that he gets the same energy, albeit on the positive side, instead of all the foolishness.
Darvin, it's been such a positive national story from the start at 2-10, where you guys did flipping the roster. As a guy in the middle of that to where you are right now tonight, what has impressed you the most in that body of work?
Just the due diligence of the coaching staff, the performance team, our front office, our ownership, constantly, being supportive, being positive. Everybody just, again, seeing ways we can get better, not getting disappointed, not getting discouraged. When there was a lot of times early we could have done that. But, this thing is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So if you take day by day by day and try to get better at something each and every day. And then you get to the point where everybody is on the same page. Everyone is holding on to the rope with both hands, pulling in the same direction. You'd be surprised how your circumstances can change for the better. And me being the head coach of this team, just again, them not seeing me sweat, you know what I'm saying? Like not being too high, not being too low, keeping everything in perspective, but constantly knowing we have to get better, we have to get better, we have to get better. And the only thing I told them is from day one on the way through, we have to be the most competitive, together, accountable team in the league, in the world. And I think we're at that point where we're competing at a very high level. Everyone's on the same page together. And if it's something, any type of breakdown, whatever, we can go have dialogue with one another without anybody taking it personal or somebody, you know, just being slighted. You know, it's real, credible, genuine, a real, credible, genuine attempt to get it right. And that's all you need.
Last one, Bill.
Yeah, Darvin, I know you've always believed in this team, but can even you acknowledge how surreal it is that you're in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. I thank God every day. You know, it's been a hell of a ride. One I hope never ends. We just have to take it day by day and be in the moment. You know, we've gotten past two really phenomenal teams. This recent one being world champions 4 times over, and now we're stepping into another realm. Like Bron said, everybody says in the locker room, level 3. You know, so now we got to take our focus, our awareness up a level. And there's only 14. Well, it'll only be 4 teams left. But I'm enjoying it. I don't let anything stress me out. It's just it's fun. It's basketball, and I'm really having a ball coaching this team and representing this organization.